All right, so I just got out of Underwater, the new Kristen Stewart movie. I was real bored and I wanted to see a movie. And the trailer for this movie kind of intrigued me, so I thought I'd just go see it. And the film's not that bad. It's actually pretty good. And apparently, this film was made in 2017. So, after the Fox Disney buyout, it looks like Disney was just sitting on this movie for a couple of years. Then they decided to put it out in January, the toilet bowl time of the season for movies. But this film really isn't that bad, so I'm a little perplexed as to why no marketing was put behind this movie, why they had no faith in it, because it really is a solid movie, beginning to end. Action-packed, the pace is like super quick, and it really does feel like Alien underwater, right? You even have Kristen Stewart doing her best Ripley impression, and there's even scenes in this movie where she's running around in her underwear, and I instantly thought of Ripley from Alien, so they're definitely paying homage to that. And spoiler alert, so, go see the movie if you don't want to be spoiled. But if you don't care, here's a spoiler for you. Cthulhu is in the movie. Yes, H.P. Lovecraft monster Cthulhu is in this movie. Those are the monsters they're unleashing at the depths of the sea. So that was a huge twist I didn't see coming when I went to go see this movie. And when it actually happened, I was like, holy shit, this movie just got way better. Big fan of Lovecraftian monsters and stuff like that, so I really wasn't expecting that. But when I saw it in the last third of the film, yeah, my mind was pretty blown. But yeah, this film's really good. I was surprised at how good it was because I wasn't expecting much. But it's not like amazing. It's not the greatest movie ever, but it's so close to being a great horror film, a great monster film. And what it's really missing is that character buildup. It's missing some character development right before it starts the movie, because the movie just starts and it's off. We just go right off the bat. This underwater oil rig thing is collapsing, and that's how the movie starts. So it really gives you no time to get adjusted to the setting or the characters, and I think that's the biggest problem with the movie. And I wouldn't be surprised if there was a director's cut that had more exposition about, the setting and, had a little bit character development for these characters, because that's all it's missing. If you just had 5 minutes to set up the main lead, right? You had another 10 minutes to set up the location, and you had another 5 minutes to set up the crew. This film would be fucking great. This would be one of the best monster films of the year. It's missing that opening 20 minutes to set up the setting, the characters, and all that. It's just missing that little chunk, and it really feels like the movie is a little emptier for that. Like, if you had just the slightest connection to the character before this big event starts happening, then you would probably feel more dread for the characters. But even without that exposition, you still kind of get attached to some of these characters. TJ Miller is in this movie. He's a comedian. He's very funny in this movie. He's the comedic relief in this movie. And you actually feel a little bad when he dies. He was the one character I didn't want to see go, but of course, the funny guy has to die in the movies. But you felt bad for his death because of the way you started to attach to his character. The way his character was built up was actually very good for the short time they had. Now, if you had another 5 to 10 minutes on top of that before, the big event starts happening, and you actually see more of his character and how he got to the oil rig, then it would be even more impactful when he died. And that's the only thing this film's missing. It's the only thing I kept thinking about as the film's going on. I'm like, why didn't we set up these characters before the movie started? Before this all started, why didn't we take some time to learn how they got onto the oil rig? It's literally just a 5-10 minute scene is all it would have took. But other than that, the action's really good in the movie. A few jump scares, a few, cheap jump scares. But I like the monster designs. I thought the monster designs are pretty cool. And then when you find out that they're just parasites that are just coming off of Cthulhu, the giant Cthulhu monster that looks, almost identical to the Lovecraft drawings of Cthulhu, right? And I definitely like that. I like the monster design in this movie. The action scenes are nice. The music's really good too. There's a couple of good moments in this movie where the score is really good. And the film is at such a quick pace that you really have no time to dwell on anything. And it makes for a pretty fun movie. The only real cons of the movie is that there's no beginning exposition part where they set up the whole setting and the characters. That's probably the biggest con for me, is that we have no time to set up these characters. And I really feel like there might be a director's cut out there that does have that in it. But of course, we don't know. There might be. Who knows? This film was shot in 2017. Who knows what they changed with this movie? Who knows why they decided to sit on it for like 3 years? Because it's a solid movie. You really could have released this any time. I wonder if it was going to be more of like a hard R type film, and then they decided to change it. But yeah, I guess we'll never really know unless the director comes out and says he has a director's cut, right? But that probably won't happen. I've never heard of this director, so I don't know what the rest of his filmography looks like. There were a couple great sequences in this movie, a lot of good shots in this movie, so it's clear he knows how to put a good action film together. But I really would be shocked if there was no, extra footage with this movie that sets up these characters before all this shit goes down, right? I really would be surprised if there wasn't, because it really feels like there was, and they just cut it off, and they add the Kristen Stewart monologue. She has a monologue at the very beginning, and then she has one at the very end, and I feel like those were just put there because they edit out a lot of stuff, and they're like, all right, we just need a quick way to start the movie and a quick way to end the movie, so we're just going to have her do a monologue at the beginning and the end to try to tie everything together. And Kristen Stewart's fine. Her performance is all right. Her line delivery is all right. But I just feel like it's so unneeded what she says at the beginning and the end. It's so pointless. And I really question like why they did it at all. But yeah, that's it for now. I mean, I give the movie like a 7 out of 10. It's really close to being a great horror film, a great monster film. It's just missing the character development. It might be out there somewhere. They might have shot those scenes. Who knows? I would love to know more about it. I think the film's really good as it is. Definitely overlooked. No one's going to go see this film. But still, I recommend anybody check it out, If you have an extra $6, go matinee time and go see it. I really got a good alien vibe from the movie. I got that H.P. Lovecraft fix with it. So, I was happy with it. But I could have used a lot more when it comes to, the character development. But yeah, that's it for now. I'll see you on the next one. Let me know what you thought about the movie in the comments below. And if you have any details about the behind the scenes about this movie, comment that down below. I'm really interested to know what the hell went on behind the scenes. Why this film was held back for like 3 years. Because there's not much wrong with it. But anyway, that's it for now. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.